Today we're talking about the Jeep Wrangler, whose slogan is, "Takes you places most don't dare to go." They just don't tell you that those places are at the bottom of a mountain because you've rolled that Jeep 15 times down the side of said mountain because you decided to go off-roading this weekend and you don't actually have any experience off-roading. No, you just paid too much money for a car with big old tires. And you thought you'd have yourself a Bridget Jones / Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants kind of weekend, and now you find yourself upside down at the bottom of a mountain. But hey, at least your Starbucks didn't spill on the way down. Was that too mean?
Yeah, a little.
Well, then you're not gonna like the rest of this video. When polled, over 77% of Jeep owners said their preferred date night location was the Outback Steakhouse. No better place to ponder your poor decision making than over an entire deep fried onion, dipped in mayonnaise. Mate. Howdy y'all, I'm Josh, this is Josh Builds Stuff, and today we're talking about the all-new LEGO Technic Jeep Wrangler. This set was just released in January 2021, contains 665 pieces, and cost $50 here in the great state of Texas and the great country of the United States of America. Personally, I think this is a great little set for $50, unlike actual Jeeps, which I don't think are worth anywhere near how much they actually cost, but you might have gathered that by now. LEGO Technic Jeep, very cool. Actual Jeeps, then again, the last Technic set that I bought was the $350 Lamborghini FKP whatever, and so this set, by comparison, is much smaller, but the price seems a lot more reasonable. But again, in terms of real Jeeps, I think they're ridiculous vehicles, and the people who drive them are often as ridiculous. Have you seen that little wave they do if you're driving down the street and one Jeep sees another? They do a little two-finger wave like they're a part of some cool secret club just because they spent too much money on a vehicle. But I'll give you more of my opinions on this LEGO Technic Jeep as well as on actual Jeeps. But first, let's get to the build. Did you know that over 65% of Jeep owners are actually CEOs of their own businesses? And by that I mean they're caught up in one or many multi-level marketing schemes. But at least you have all that extra trunk space to store the leggings and essential oils that all your Facebook friends don't want to buy from you. Quit messaging me, Aunt Linda. The build for this set obviously went faster than that of the Lamborghini, but still took me a while. I don't know if it's just me and I'm used to regular Legos, but Technic sets still take me a very long time to build. That's not to say it's not still an enjoyable build. I am still mesmerized by how LEGO Technic designers can even come up with this stuff. I don't know how you take all these rods and pins and whatnot and make them into actual shapes that look like real life things. I am supremely impressed with this set's level of detail, even at this slightly smaller scale. In the end, this set is still just over 600 pieces, and yet it probably still took me, 2 or 3 hours to finish this build. Did you know that Jeep's ranked as the most desired car among 25 to 38-year-olds who still have unpaid student loan debt? But hey, what's an extra 65 grand on top of your existing 5-figure debt? What, with your great credit score and the interest rate you managed to get, you'll have all that debt paid off by the time you're ready to retire, penniless and alone. Thanks, Social Security. Aesthetically, like I said, I am very impressed with the overall look of this Jeep. I can barely come up with custom designs for regular old Lego pieces, and yet I couldn't even begin to design something using only the limited palette of Technic pieces. Besides the look of the car, which as far as I can tell matches pretty well to that of an actual Jeep Wrangler, this car actually still has a couple of play features, so to say, or I guess interactive features. We don't play with Technic sets, we display them. They're for grown-ups. This set has a few moving parts on it, like a hood that can open and close, both doors can open and close, and the back seat can even fold up and down. The favorite feature of my 3-year-old is that of the winch on the front of this Jeep. For one, I learned that my 3-year-old knows the word winch and knows what it is, but he had a great time pulling around a bunch of his own little cars using the built-in hook, rope, and gear on the front of this Jeep. Did you know that since 1972, every Jeep that's been sold has come with at least one spare tire? That's just in case one of your other tires goes flat or needs to be replaced for any reason. Did you think all these facts were going to be mean? Another cool feature about this car is that you can steer it. Now, it's not the same kind of steering as like the large-scale LEGO Technic cars where you can turn the actual steering wheel and that turns the front tires. No, instead there is a separate, steering column that we can call it, but it's connected to a gear which kind of pops out around the back seat of this car. I'm okay with it being out here because it'd be a little difficult to reach into the front seat of the car to actually steer this thing, so this still gives you a little playability. One last feature worth pointing out about this car is it has some built-in suspension. We all know that Jeeps love driving over anything that isn't a road, and so I guess this little car can follow in those same footsteps, or I guess tire tracks. The front tires kind of just have a loose free suspension. The back tires actually have some spring-loaded suspension that pops the car back into an upright position after it's done being depressed. As for me, I don't think I'd ever be done being depressed if I was stuck in a Jeep. The most popular bumper sticker among Jeep owners is the one that says if you can read this, something's gone wrong, but you're meant to put it on the car upside down. Well, I got bad news for you, Jeep owner. You're in a Jeep. Something's already gone wrong. Might as well just stick that bumper sticker on right side up. Jokes aside, I think this is a nice looking little set, and I think it's a good size. It's a great little size to handle, to move around, to actually play with a little bit, or I think it'd be a nice size to set on a shelf and display. If you're wondering how this sizes up against the last LEGO Technic vehicle that I built, the Lamborghini Sion, it's huge. Look at it. The Lamborghini just blows it out of the water. It's kind of ridiculous to actually put the two next to each other. The Jeep all of a sudden looks like a dang Hot Wheels car. But I think this is no points off for the Jeep. It's not that the Jeep is small by any means. Like I said, I think it's a pretty good size. It's just that this Lamborghini is so dang huge. And am I just trying to bring this Lamborghini into as many videos as possible to kind of justify spending so much money for a, let's be honest, for a toy? Maybe. Is it working? Jeep's official motto is go anywhere, do anything, which is fitting with Outback Steakhouse's no rules, just right. We've got a bunch of Jeep owners out there running amok, living life with no regulations and no rules, which actually makes a lot of sense. Have you ever seen a Jeep owner use a turn signal, or yield, or make a good financial decision? I haven't. But hey, let me know what you think about this Jeep in the comments down below. Like I said, I am excited for the Technic vehicles in this upcoming 2021 line, especially this McLaren Senna that I have yet to build, but I'm very much looking forward to displaying these two next to each other. So keep an eye out for that video coming soon. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Jeeps look silly and the people who drive them make bad financial decisions. Don't get mad at me, I'm just reading the facts, which are starting to sound a little more like opinions at this point. But hey, at least we're getting that $600 stimulus check, which will almost cover all of 1 month's car payment. Still feel like you got a good deal now?
I want you to say 3 nice things about Jeeps.
Fine. They're yellow?
No.
They're great for getting orange mocha frappuccinos with your buds.
Okay.
And everything I'm saying is probably just because I'm jealous and I'll probably never own a Jeep myself.
There. Wasn't that cathartic?
If by cathartic you mean inauthentic, then yes.